Hello, and thank you for joining us on our very first 2020 Direct. I'm your host, 2020 Man, and 4 years ago today, Luigi from Super Mario 64 was leaked. It was a truly historical moment, and its impact can still be felt to this very day. Now, considering we have the real, actual Luigi model, you would think that there would be tons and tons of good Luigi 64 hacks. But I'm sorry to break it to you, there isn't. Most hacks utilizing Luigi are actually beta hacks, and the ones that actually do put the real, actual Luigi in the final game are, very few. The three main Luigi mods there are CockyDev's Luigi Import, OuigiPie's Luigi Import, and Fluffamario's Finalization. CockyDev's Luigi Import is very historically important, as it is the first ever import of Luigi into Decomp, but it hasn't aged very well. It's only near poly Luigi, he's missing his LOD models. He's not compatible with most things in the game, and he has beta shading. As for OuigiPie's import, he has final game shading, and he's 100% compatible with everything in the game, but just take a look.
Sweet merciful crap!
Yeah, his UV mapping can be rated on a scale from 1 to god-awful. His body proportions are also kinda weird. His body's high up, his arms are low down, and he's missing his LOD models. The best of the bunch is definitely Fluffamario's to an extent. He's if Luigi was finalized for the final game, much like Mario's model was. And it's a very good model, I give it that, very good hack. It looks great. It is probably the closest we'll ever get to what Luigi would have been if he got updated to the final game. Only problem is that he's basically a completely new model now. I mean, you can't tell me that these two guys are interchangeable, they clearly look different. That is why I've decided to take things into my own hands. And now I, for the second time, proudly present to you Luigi in Super Mario 64. Except a bit more accessible this time. Take a look.
Yahoo!
What you're seeing here is what we should have gotten a long time ago. As you can see, Luigi has his LOD models, he returns to near poly when not moving, his eye animations work, he has full hand compatibility, his hands and feet inflate upon punching and kicking, he has final game shading, he has torso tilt for all models, and he's even mirror compatible. For me, the main thing that pushed me to make this hack was that no other Luigi 64 hack ever imported his LOD models, which in my opinion, they're just as important as near poly. In fact, you likely play Mario 64 mostly as mid-poly Mario, or I guess in this case Luigi, due to the fact that you're usually a good bit away from the camera and are usually moving. As far as the model side of things, I did my best to polish Luigi's models up, and I can say they're pretty good. I also added wing cap compatibility. I tried to add metal and vanish compatibility, but they would just crash the game, both emulator and real hardware, more on that later. This is only version 1.0 though, so I do plan on adding full cap compatibility in the future if I can, and that does include hatless. I'm just not able to do it yet. The textures have all been changed to reflect Luigi and Luigi's model. I made Luigi's Lives icon more beta-like just to pay homage to his more unfinished origins. I also gave him the beta spin jump, as this move has been tied to Luigi in all of Mario 64. Luigi's from the beta, so he had this jump when he was still playable. He was given a modified version of this jump in Super Mario 64 DS. Luigi had swim hand compatibility to begin with, and it's likely because of this jump, and the only surviving footage of Luigi from this multiplayer mode shows him doing this twirl jump, so I obviously had to include it. I also gave Luigi Win Demo a old, or as I like to call it, the Humpty Dance, as the Beta Show 3 inspired me back when it came out. As for Luigi's voice, I am a firm believer that if Luigi was in Super Mario 64, that he would have had his Mario Kart 64 voice, as Charles Martinet had already come up with the Luigi voice beforehand, and if he was asked by Nintendo to do lines for Luigi for Super Mario 64, he would likely just do that voice. I know some people argue that they would have used a high-pitched Mario voice to save on space, but I greatly disagree. That was never actually done in a Mario game. In fact, Masahiro Sakurai came up with that for Smash 64 in 1999, and it was only used again in Smash Bros. Melee in 2001. Super Mario 64's code is notoriously unoptimized, so Nintendo would have probably just did as Nintendo does, and tried to give Luigi his own voice, even if it took up too much file space. Now, the only issue was that Mario Kart 64 didn't have enough Luigi voice clips for the full game, and if I try to go for other N64 games, Luigi's voice got lower as the games went on in the N64 era. So, I declare myself the official voice of Luigi in Super Mario 64. And if this video gets like, I don't know, 1,000 likes, I'll make a Luigi album. I'll sing with the Luigi voice, and you'll get to choose the songs, but that's for later. I have a great N64 era Luigi impression. Now sure, it does lean a bit more to the Mario Tennis deep voice, but I tried to make it a bit higher for the voice clips. The only Charles Martinet Luigi voice clips are
Yahoo! Bingo! Mamma mia! Wow, 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 wow!
The rest are me. And now, this debate can be settled once and for all because, as the official voice actor for Luigi in Super Mario 64, I declare that Luigi had his own voice, not just high-pitched Mario's voice. Get it right, eh? Speaking of voice, I had to get Peach to say Luigi instead of Mario. Now, I cannot do a Peach impression, so I ended up just using AI. It was pretty hit and miss, so I only used the hits. I also modified the dialogue to fit Luigi being in the game, but unlike most Luigi 64 hacks, I made it be that Mario was the one invited to the castle, but Luigi just happened to show up. So each character is surprised to see Luigi instead of Mario. But Luigi comes in two different flavors. Back when information on Luigi's model was scarce, I never got a clear answer as to whether Luigi's overalls were supposed to be blue, or if the importers just used Mario's blue, as it was stated that he reused Mario's blue, but it never got elaborated on. That led me to believe that Luigi's overalls would have been purple instead of blue, since they're purple in Super Mario World and Smash 64. Not to mention, oddly enough, I always thought Super Mario World's Luigi sprite actually looked a lot like Mario 64 Luigi. But now that I've looked in his files and imported him straight from the gigaleak, his overalls are in fact blue, as proven in the found beta footage, but I did want to make a purple overalls variant, just to see what it would look like, and hey, maybe some of you people out there prefer the purple overalls. Now to address the elephant in the room. I didn't really fix any of Luigi's model. Near Poly Luigi still has the broken hand, and Far Poly Luigi is still a mess. The reason I didn't fix these, with the exception of maybe Far Poly Luigi's, I'm still kinda debating whether I should update that model or not, is that I wanted this hack to preserve the authenticity of the models found in the gigaleak. I wanted Luigi to be just as polished and compatible as Fluffa Mario's Luigi, but still how we remember him, as the Luigi from the gigaleak. I feel as though we should appreciate the Luigi models we got rather than trying to change them into something else, as there's already a mod for that. And for the cherry on top, this hack is completely real hardware compatible. This hack is completely console compatible. I don't think you'd even need an expansion pack to play this on real hardware. All those late nights of trying to unlock Luigi in Mario 64 back in the 90s can now feel somewhat worth it, as you can play this hack with this polished up Luigi on real N64 hardware. So now that I've talked your ear off about this hack, I bet you're eager to play as this little guy right here. So, I'm going to tell you how to play the mod. First, you want to go to the download link in the description. It should take you to my official archive.org upload of the patches for this hack. Once these are downloaded, extract the files. Now, you want a clean US ROM of Super Mario 64. I would normally tell you where to get one since I got your back. But I got mine from vim.net 4 years ago, which no longer has it. Bummer. But once you somehow acquire a clean US ROM of Super Mario 64, you want to patch the ROM using a program such as Flips or a web patcher that I will link in the description. Once that's done, you're all set for some Luigi goodness. I really hope that you enjoy this hack, because this has been a dream of mine for 4 years now. Even longer, because this is essentially what I wanted before the gigaleak even happened. But no matter if you're playing my hack, or CuckyDev's hack, or Luigi Pie's hack, or even Fluffa Mario's hack, or anyone else's hack, in the end of the day, what's important is that L is real.